2, 3, 4. It's Night School! It's a film about night and school. It's school and night, and when you put those things two together, they make Night School. It's a film about night and school. It's school and night, night school. Night school. Damn, that was a banger.
It's showtime.
Hey, what's up, ghouls and gals? It's me, Ryan.T here, and I'm gonna review Night School. Alright guys, like all my new movie reviews, I'm gonna keep it short, sweet, simple, and to the motherfucking point. Alright guys, let's get right into it. Night School stars Kevin Hart.
He wasn't ready.
Tiffany Haddish. And a really amazing supportive cast that I'll get into later. Alright guys, let me tell you what Night School is about. Night School is about Kevin's Heart. It's not about Kevin's Hart. That would be a really interesting movie, but that's not what this movie's about. Anyways, this movie's about Kevin Hart, a down on his luck barbecue salesman, which is kind of weird that he's a barbecue salesman. I don't know why he couldn't just be a salesman, because they don't really even focus on that aspect of his life all that much. Anyways, I feel like I'm getting off track. Anyways, Kevin Hart is a down on his luck barbecue salesman that needs to get his GED in order to get another job due to him losing his barbecue salesman job through unforeseeable circumstances. So, you know, the movie kind of goes that route. You know, it's just Kevin Hart kind of doing like the Billy Madison thing, while Tiffany Haddish plays kind of like the teacher that doesn't really want to put up with his bullshit, but still puts up with his bullshit because he's like, he's kind of likable. So Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish, for the most part, are kind of like doing what Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish do. Tiffany Haddish is like, booty holes, and then Kevin Hart's like, wow, I'm a grown man, but the size of a baby teenage guy. So they're doing that or whatever, and it's whatever. If you like that, you like that, or whatever. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But regardless of all that stuff, the film is surprisingly funny. Like, I found myself laughing, but not to Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish. I was laughing at that really funny supporting cast that I was talking about earlier. That supporting cast is the reason why this film is funny. They fucking put in some work. A lot of their jokes like hit and land, and I feel like if you feel like one of these characters represents you, you're gonna have a good time at this movie. I didn't really feel like any of these characters represented me, but I still had a good time at this movie because these people were generally funny and they generally worked well together. I kind of felt like if this film was a sitcom that made it to the big screen somehow, so that was kind of a little weird to see, but once I kind of got adjusted to it, I enjoyed the movie a little bit more. But again, Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish are surprisingly not the funniest thing in their own movie. They come across as kind of like phoning it in, and they can't really do a lot of the stuff that they normally do because the movie's PG-13, and that shows a lot. This movie suffers a lot for that PG-13 rating. Like, the movie was good but forgettable, and I feel like if it was rated R, it would have more staying power if it had that R rating, because Kevin Hart would be able to do some of that gross out humor, and Tiffany Haddish would be able to do her gross out humor thing, and they both would be able to like mesh very well together. And I feel like that may have been the plan for this movie, but that's not what happened because of that R rating, instead of that PG-13 rating. So what ended up happening was they made this film that kind of doesn't offend anybody, but is still semi-enjoyable, and I kind of felt like that was the new goal once they found out they couldn't make an R-rated movie. So, I mean, in summary, guys, this film it's passable. It's a passable film, and there's some laughs in there. But for all intents and purposes, it's a forgettable film. It's not one of those films that you're gonna walk out going, man, I gotta get that on DVD, or man, I gotta fucking download that when it's on video on demand. Chances are you're gonna forget you watched this movie a week from now, 2 weeks from now. But you know, sometimes that happens, and Is this film terrible? No. Is it a film that you should see? If you like Kevin Hart, yeah, go out and watch it. Or if you have some time to kill, or if it's on TV, go ahead and watch it. But is it a movie that you need to rush out to the theaters and watch right now? No, it's not. And so for that, guys, I'm going to give it a 6. The film was enjoyable. Like I said, I did laugh at it. The supporting cast was really funny and really well put together, but that PG-13 made it suffer a lot. And I know I say this a lot, but the film, it never went there, and that was due to that PG-13 rating. And also the film, it relies heavily on some of those classic tropes, like the whole, in the beginning, Kevin Hart's kind of a fuck-up, and in the middle, he's kind of like, maybe I shouldn't be a fuck-up. Then at the end, he does his redemption and a big old speech, and then the girl that broke up with him now wants to be with him after realizing, like, oh, he's not a bad guy. So it's stuff like that that brings the score to this movie down a lot. I mean, I will give it one thing, though. It kind of shakes up that formula in a little bit to where you think that Kevin Hart's character and Tiffany Haddish's character are going to form some little bit of a romance, and that never happens. And I kind of like that, because it would have felt forced and like shoehorned in. So my final verdict for this film is a 6 out of 10, guys. I'm Ryan T, and I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you in the next one.